Today I'm going to tell you guys a story. The story of the first time I've ever been called Packy and what it taught me. It's a beautiful summer day. I'm walking in downtown Toronto, coming out of the college subway station. Me and my friend were walking down the street, having a good time, and I see somebody across from us walking towards us. We pay no mind to it. We continue about our way, but as we approach him in our intersection, he does not move out of the center of us two. My friend and I both separate to try to let him pass. Maybe this guy he's gotta get somewhere. He doesn't just let us pass. As we walk by him, he follows my path and he bumps me. I don't immediately respond with anything. I'm kind of just like, what was that? What happened? And there's a split second where he looks at me and I'm just confused. And then he starts to go, yo, what? What? Come on, bro. Come on. Let's go at it. Like he's trying to entice me to fight him. And at first, having been training martial arts for a long time, this is like one of the first scenarios where I actually had to put it into practice outside of a more controlled context. The first thing I thought was, I asked him, what's the problem? What's the issue? And I had my hands up like this. The thoughts that are going through my head at that moment. Okay, is this guy gonna throw another punch? Is he gonna throw another strike at me? Does he have a knife? Does he have a gun? Is there anyone around? Why would this random guy bump me? Is somebody else gonna jump out of the corner? And as I stand there waiting to see what he does next, he does nothing but talk. And it's all these kind of obviously rude things to try to entice me to fight him, to try to anger me. And I thought, this guy, he's waiting for me to do the next thing. He's waiting for me to continue this scenario. And remember, in a street fight, in a street altercation, you can choose not to engage. That's what I chose. So I got some distance and me and Charles kind of went along our way, walking down. Once he realized that he couldn't get me to turn around by hurling any sort of insult, he resorts to that. And it holds a lot of weight, just like any word of that sort does. And I turn around and I'm filled with this rage. There's this feeling of all of the problems and the struggles that my family has gone through when they first came to this country. My parents as young kids growing up here, and they heard that word a lot more often than I did. Most people don't even know what that word means now. The fact of whose mouth it was coming out of as well, it wasn't a white person. It was another person of color. The irony kind of just speaks for itself there. That was when I was really tested. If somebody was watching, I had every right to fight this person. Even in that moment, I was so close to doing something. I also realized something. Why would he say that? Do I think he hates my people? Maybe he has some sort of resentment. He only said this once it got to a point where I wouldn't engage with him. He would say anything. And this is what happens when people try to take control of your emotions and your feelings. If you allow them to affect you in this way, by hurling all these insults and attacking your background and saying things that they know will be deeply hurtful. At the end of the day, the choice is yours to not engage. I realized this guy was no threat to me. I walked away. And it was really hard to walk away in that moment. I really wanted to do something. And it didn't stop as I walked away. He kept on talking about some very specific... Honestly, I was kind of impressed. Like, it was like some good... He did enough research to be like an accurate racist, you know what I mean? So what did I learn from that experience? I learned, number one, people will say anything to enrage you. They will say anything to try to get you to engage in whatever violence they want to engage in. Number two is the intention behind what people say is really, really important, even when its intention is a bad intention. You need to understand exactly where that's coming from. If I thought the person was truly a hateful person of my people, maybe I would have reacted differently, but I didn't believe that. I just thought that he wanted to say anything to get me to throw the next punch. So the intention, even if it's a bad one, still matters for you to understand, because it teaches you how to react to that scenario. And number three, it's taught me that man, there's a lot of angry and sad people in this world. And it makes me sad. Like, I don't hate that person at all, because hating somebody is a job within itself. It's a lot of weight to hold on your heart. He obviously had something wrong in his life that led him to act like this. No person who is happy with their life tries to fight random people and will say anything to try and entice them into violence. In the face of hatred, you have to lead with love, because hate breeds more hate, right? And leading with love does not mean compromising your own safety. What it means is understanding you're unmoved by cheap threats. You choose which words have weight to you. But that person, I'm sure, sometimes I think back to that moment. If I was able to calm down in my own state of fight or flight and just talk to him and say, "What's wrong, man? Like, what's wrong? Why are you so upset? Who hurt you?" And obviously, I don't think he would have responded in that moment, but I really wish he could have. Leading with love is like one of the biggest takeaways from that experience. And I hope this experience that I'm sharing with you guys is something that you guys, everyone watching, can learn from. Unfortunately, there are people who have probably similar experiences. Maybe their learnings are different. I'd love to learn from your experiences, and I hope you've learned from mine. Yeah, let's not spread more hate in this world. There's already too much. Alright guys, love you all. Stay safe out there. I'll see you all in the next video.